another 3 minutes. We'll wait for another 3 minutes. I just logged in early so that Instagram can actually prompt everyone that we have gone live and people can join us. So is 2 minutes. 2 minutes will just let everyone join in, and whoever is joining is just enjoy the music. Hey Nat, you can't hear me. Okay. Are you able to hear me now? Hi Bhumi. Bhumi, just let me know. Are you able to hear me? Shreya, can you see me and hear me clearly? Guys, just type in the comment. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. Awesome. So, Nat, I can see you here. Another 1 minute. We will just allow Instagram to indicate everyone that we have gone live. Thank you, Shreya. Thank you, Bhumi. Thank you so much for that. Guys, just enjoy the music. Another 1 minute. We are going to connect to Nat. Awesome. So, welcome everyone to Live Life with Leena, and we are on episode 4. Today's a great personality we are going to invite here. She is actually joining us from UK, and I could see her here now. Nat, would you send me a request? Okay, so anytime we are going to join in with Nat. She is a mind, body, spirit trainer, and I just can't wait to learn from her. She is the most attractive female whom I have met in terms of energy, in terms of vibrancy. She basically radiates energy from inside. So Nat, we are waiting for your request, and it's time for us to go live with you. Are you able to send me request, or should I try? Hello everyone, we are on episode 4 of Live Life with Leena, and today's guest is Natalia. She is a mind, body and spirit trainer. We are just waiting for Nat to send us a request and I could accept her here. So Nat, I'll just try to send you the request.
Presenting Amazon Music with
Okay. Guys, we'll just wait for Nat to join in, and until she is joining in, there is no harm to listen to the music. So guys, all your questions, just you can ask any questions related to how we can actually transform ourselves in terms of having clarity in life, build your confidence and having much more courage to achieve the goals what we have, and that's what Nat teaches us. So whatever your questions are today, make sure you just type it in the comment box, and we are going to drill Nat in and take all the wisdom and knowledge which she has learned of over the years, and plus we will also be able to learn some of the spirituality tips which make her so much calmer and high energy and vibrant. So we are going to learn all these tips from Nat today. Nat, are you able to send me the request? Okay, let me try sending you the request. Okay, I have sent you the request now. You need to accept it, Nat. We'll wait for Nat to join in. Until then, let me play some music. Nat, are you able to send me the request? We are waiting for you. Okay. You have sent me the request. Nat, I have not received your request yet. I have sent you the request now. You need to accept it. Hi.
Hey,
Good. How are you?
finally we connected.
That
I
would
was
be
accepting, and
so
then yeah, first time live on Instagram. So good morning, everyone. It's
awesome.
just I'm glad that I time is changing all over the world. But actually, no. So in India now I know that the India time never change. Right? Am I right?
Yeah, and I'm so sorry. I could have informed you. So maybe it's my fault. I should have informed you earlier. So
Not at all, because well, how would you know? You know, this is the thing. I remember when Harshita was here, yeah, in UK, she was like, oh, you know, the time changed. But anyway, I'm glad we are here. We have a few viewers. That's yeah, it's really privileged to be here. It's a
thank you
lot of things
so
change on my journey. So you know, it's just still since I met you, a lot of things change. You know, so I'm really looking forward to share
Thank you
stuff.
so much for your presence here. I'm so glad connecting with you. And thank you for accepting this offer of coming live with me. And there is so much which I want to learn from you. I remember the first time I met you was in Bangalore, in Eric's session, Shri Akashna's session, where I met you for the first time. And it was an intermediate session of you performing Zumba with us. And I just can't forget your energy. It was such a vibrant energy, and you literally radiate energy from inside. So today I was so much attracted with you, and I just want to learn from you all the tips, literally drill you down and take out all the wisdom and knowledge so that everyone here can take advantage and benefit of it. So thank you so much once again, Nat. We are so glad that you accepted our offer. So the first thing, that maybe most of us don't know you, so just a normal introduction of yours, it would be good for everyone to know you well. So can we know you better?
Yeah. So yeah, everyone just take a deep breath in first, because I just feel that really, yeah, because of the beginning was a little bit hectic. Everyone just sit down, take a grab of tea for those 30 minutes. So my name is Natalia, and I live in UK, and I help women to ignite the fire, I would say, as well within. But ever teaching what I do right now, because a lot of things changed since I met Leena. I teach, and my coaching is based on biblical. So it's biblical coaching. All the spirituality, what I do is biblical, and it's been actually long journey. And I've been in my coaching for 10 years, to be honest. I'm a professional fitness teacher, and on the top of that, mindset. And I love bringing people to God and build that relationship, because what this journey show me on this incredible path, that the most important is not really like, doesn't matter what is your background. I'm not talking here about any religion, it doesn't really matter, but it's the most important is regarding the spirituality, build relationship. So like that's the word, relationship with God. And yeah, so that's what I do now, and I absolutely love. My life has changed this year completely at the beginning of the year, when God spoke to me very, I encounter God like never before in my life. And it's a long story, so I won't be sharing this right here. And just turn my life around. I give up a lot of stuff, a lot of things what I was doing in the past. I just realized that I mixed stuff, which it wasn't really right. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. So you are a fitness coach, you are a mind, body, and spirit coach. You also help women to transform them, have clarity in life, build their confidence, have courage in life.
Exactly. So basically, like, you know, it's all simple. If I can say you one thing, see, we do have lies in our body. That's how I would say lies. Because if you not tap into that truth, and to be honest, tapping to the truth, you do have to be careful how you do it. Because don't listen anyone around, but actually know what is the truth. and find out someone, definitely someone. You need the people on this journey. You're not able to do it on your own. Find someone who will be able to guide you and dwell, like Leena was saying, drill, like drill, drill deeply, or like dive deeply into the root. Because, and this is what I do. So it's not actually only coaching, but actually a therapy, deep, like counseling. And so you need to drill into that root and take out that lie and be able to replace with that truth. Because if you will leave it whole, like imagine this, that you have a tree and you just dwell into that root, you take it out, you can't leave it, you have to replace it. And in order to do this, it's a simple process. However, it's a process, and it's that the process only will give you the transformation, because what we are looking for transformation. So we know who we are. We tap to who we really are.
Awesome. So how do you, how do you actually tap into your inner self-esteem, and how do you know that, okay, this is something which is blocking you? What are the blockages? How can we identify the blockages which is there inside us?
Okay, so let me just share the way how I teach and the way what I always, it doesn't really matter if someone is spiritual, if someone is, looking, it doesn't matter where you are. But a simple process, like in my journey, the way how I work with people, and as well, it's my personal journey, obviously. You need to always have a source. Like for me, the source is Bible, and it's always been. However, I read a little bit, drifted from it. So is what you need to do, tap into, let me just share with the 3 very simple steps. So number 1, in order to do, you do need to have the confidence, because if you don't have that confidence, you are not going to be able to start this journey, even though. But in order now to have a confidence, and like Leena was sharing a lot of, and she's incredible, person and teacher here, you need to have a courage. Because without the courage, you're not going to be able to have that confidence, if that makes sense. And now, in order to have a courage and confidence, you do have to have a clarity in your mind. So if you think about this, it's like 3 simple, like a really steps. Now, how can you get that? I'm not going to speak how can you actually gain this, but you do need to gain this. And now how to dive deep. We do have to, let me just share with you a very simple process, so you all can take it back and actually apply in your life, because it's all about application. Doesn't matter how much knowledge I will share right now here with you, or experience, it won't help you if you're not going to apply. Yes. Because the transformation is all about application, not what you're placing in your head. And I wasn't, to be honest, I didn't prepare for that at all. I haven't even seen Leena. She can just actually confirm questions. So I'm just going to flow, and it's like, Holy Spirit, just help me right now. So whatever I share, God, it's just coming from you, not from me. So imagine this. We do all have a beliefs in our life. We do have a beliefs. After beliefs, I want you to think right now about like a train. Yeah, so you have one part of the train. I don't know how you call that even, because I'm not an English person, as you probably hear. So you have the first like a part of the train, second, like train has this parts, yeah?
Yes, train you say.
Yes, exactly. So in the last one, we do have a belief. And I want you to imagine this. If you have a pen and paper, grab and draw and just write this down. First square is a belief. Okay. After belief, we do have something what is called thought.
Okay.
And I want you to think about it. After that thought, we do have that emotion. And after emotion, we do have behavior, action, you can call whatever. Yeah. So in order to tap into what actually is blocking you, you need to be present right now. So whatever you are going through, observe yourself. Don't always, I would say, this is my suggestion, don't rely on yourself. But let me just, because people can watch from different backgrounds, rely on the higher power. That's
Yeah.
how I'm gonna call. So really, you are not on your own on this journey. Doesn't matter what your beliefs are. So now, if you can't, for example, move forward for some reason, and you're just experiencing this, what you need to really listen your heart. I always say, tap into your heart. So it's a time to apply this process: belief, thought, emotion, and action. So you ask your heart, you ask the higher power, and now it will be, what's going on? What is going on? What's wrong? So you go back, you have to reverse engineering. So you have to go back to that belief. Okay, what do I believe right now? What do I believe? And ask yourself after this, is this true? And if you know that this is not true, and obviously connect to your heart, you need to change that belief. Because when you change that belief, automatically, to be honest, it could be very quick transformational process for that simple, like for that time. Automatically, your thought will change, and your emotion start changing, and the behavior start changing. So you are what you do, you are already replaced. So you replace that root, replace with something what you know is true. But now you may probably have a question, but how do I know what is true?
Yes.
And here is the thing, that's why, here is the thing, the journey. Yeah.
Yes. So basically, that's again based on our experiences. Whatever we have seen or our upbringing, and we feel that's the truth. But actually, that might not be.
That's exactly. So I wouldn't rely, and I'm going to again say, if anyone hears, as I'm saying, and I'm going to clarify this, guys, I'm not speaking from the perspective of religion, but I'm a strong Christian. For me, Christ is like everywhere. Jesus saved my life. And like, it's a long story, so you can always, like, if you want to hear my testimony, you can always message. I'm always keen to share this. I'm serving, and I really love serving people. But guys, you do have to have that source. You do have to have that that truth, because a lot of people out there are saying this is the truth, but it's a lot of deception, a lot of deception. So you do have to connect basically as well, or if you can't connect with someone who, that's why what the coaches is doing, and that's why what Leena actually is doing fantastic work like that. I seen her, stories, and it's incredible to see how she can just grab someone's hands and just take that person through that journey, because that's what you need actually.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's so amazing to learn this. Guys, whoever is watching us, we just learned from Nat that your beliefs is the root of everything. And once you set your belief, that creates your thoughts. Your thoughts create your emotions, and your emotions creates your behavior and actions. So ultimately, if something has to change, is reverse engineering. We have to start from a belief, and that's all about it. So one thing which I want to ask you, Nat, is we understand that yes, a person can have courage and confidence, even though a person have confidence and courage, but without having clarity in life, the courage and confidence can lead to disaster. Because I have seen when there was a phase in my life, I had a lot of confidence, and I had a lot of courage to do anything which is coming on my way, but I was not clear. And just because I was not clear on my vision, I was not clear where I need to go to, and without understanding where I am going, I was just taking step with confidence and courage. So do you actually align with this? Like, more than confidence and courage, which is required is clarity.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
so how is that is something like with your journey or with your transformational phase, do you want to share some tips with us wherein clarity is
So working with people, to be honest, for many years, I experienced one thing which happened to every single client, and as well happened to me. And I do believe that you will connect with this right now. If you ever heard about something like an inner child, call it this way. We all have that little, me, like little me, which is the truth. And when I talk about that little me, is actually, as well, it is we don't have the time to really explain that, but say that in a very simple way. It's actually deeply down your heart, but I'm not talking about that physical heart as well. So just be very here mindful and be aware of that. So see, everyone, and now how you gain that confidence, that's what you asked, right? How I did.
Yeah.
See, it's a lot of stuff, and right now I want you to think, and I'm going to just ask you, and just really, you can close your eyes even and ask and listen that question, and allow this question to just dwell in your heart, and just be honest, because you are sitting on your own. Maybe just be honest to yourself now. How, well, obviously I don't want to make you here cry, but maybe we're not going to do that exercise, because normally we actually get tears. You have to go, see, you have to go back again. We see, I'm moving you back, and just really see if you've been able to experience that love, because everything starts from love, when you were little. And to be honest, majority of us, we have a lot of situations that we didn't. And it's not for our parents, it's not for anyone else, because other people, they didn't actually feel that love probably, and they didn't love themselves. We talk about that self-love now. How do I see this? I don't really call self-love right now. Why? Because it's not actually about you, but the love comes as well from higher power. It comes from there. It doesn't come really, but you do. Imagine this: if you feel every single day that you loved, and this is how I start feeling. But when I allowed God enter in me, Holy Spirit enter and actually dwell in me, and clear and change my DNA completely. Because when you allow this, and as well as a journey, so don't expect, to be honest, to happen this right now. Don't expect to really I don't know, start feeling suddenly like that's, because it's a journey, and doesn't matter where you are right now. Accept, and remember, you are more than enough, because doing your best right now, that's the best what you can do. But coming back to that story, see, when you just really allowed yourself to feel that you are loved, and you've been loved before, so you do it, we're coming back to the truth and truth and truth. That's how all the process starts, from that place that you allowed this love to expand in you, and then you can give that love to other people. Because see, we have two commandments in our life, and I want you to think about this. Doesn't matter where you are on your spiritual journey. First commandment is to love. I'm going to say to love God, because we are not created here, but anyway, the second commandment is to love other people. So it's not really that you need to love yourself, because when you start loving and allow this love to expand in you, you will love yourself automatically, and then you start loving other people. And if I can share like a simple maybe process for you, simple one, so for you to kind of apply again straight away, 4 simple steps. First of all, acknowledge what is happening right now in your life. What is happening right now in your body? Because look like this. I'm going to take some part. Well, actually, I'm going to show you with my fingers. We have our body. We have our soul, which is our thoughts, emotion, but we do have our spirit as well, which is your heart. So body, soul, and spirit. And many years ago, I actually asked, like a lot of people say, gurus, whatever, like, what is the difference between spirit and soul? And people couldn't explain me. And God showed me so simple. Body, soul, spirit. So other people would say body, mind, and spirit, which is, it is not soul, it's your spirit. Now, why do I share this? Because think like this. If you're going through life, you don't have maybe that clarity yet, that courage. You need to start from you. You need to take that responsibility first, and that you need to have that willingness for yourself to take that step forward. But remember, you are not on your own on this journey. because you always have, and doesn't matter what you believe here. I'm going to say with my belief, you have. God always is covering your back. So now think like that. When you start acknowledging what is happening in your body, just to give you an example, let's just say, I feel guilt right now. I feel sad. So do you think it will be right just to say, no, I don't feel sad. No, I don't feel guilt. That is lie,
Yeah.
because you do feel. So what do you have to do? A lot of people say, change your think for positive thought. No, not in that process. You have to be authentic. So what you do, write this down. Acknowledge what is happening right now. So you need to take a pen, like right now, and just say, acknowledge. So what does acknowledgement mean? I will say, I'm really sorry, that I feel sadness right now. So I'm acknowledging this part. When I use the word I'm sorry, I'm sorry, it doesn't mean that I'm sorry for myself, but it's like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I feel like that, because it's not true. I know somewhere deep it's not true that I'm supposed to feel like that. And I really connect with this, and I say, thank you that I feel it this way. Second step, take a pen and write this down. Forgive. Forgive, not hear yourself already, but actually allow this, because we already been forgiven. Doesn't matter what, we've been forgiven for everything that we're experiencing, but you have to allow this forgiveness to expand in you, to know that this is the truth. That doesn't matter where you are, you've been forgiven already. So forgive yourself, allow this forgiveness to expand. So just to give you an example about that guilt and sadness. So I would say, I'm really sorry, that I feel that guilt right now. I'm so sorry that I'm so sad. Please forgive me. Please allow this forgiveness to expand in me. Please, forgive me that I feel this way. So see, it's kind of like a prayer, but it's so authentic. And what you do, you are cleansing this stuff already from. So that's only 2 steps. Step number 3, it will be thanksgiving. So it's like that gratitude. So for example here, thank you. Thank you that you're taking this away from me. Thank you that I start feeling better, because you do have to believe as well that you are already feeling better. So thanks for that before you even feel this. So see, it's just because the belief, like on my journey, always when I teach people, when I coach with faith, I always say, I never coach on myself. That's why I said to Leena, don't send me the question, because I know that Holy Spirit is always with me. And right now, I want to share with you whatever will come here authentically from my heart, not from preparation, not taking book, and just really allow that God will work through me. Because I don't know what you need right now. And I truly believe that we do have a present right now here, Holy Spirit, because I feel him right now. I'm not taking this from book. I'm just sharing with you what comes to my heart. So third step is that thanksgiving, forgiveness. And number 4, the last one, it will be the love. I love you. The way how I would say, firstly, and you don't have to connect to this, but I would say, see, I love you, God. So see, I love because he is helping me. I never rely on me. Because it's very selfish. And number 2 is something that is, well, not selfish. Take that word. Forget about that. Not really selfish, but it could be a lot of pride in us when we do that. Because I always pray and, ask actually for humility. So what does that mean? Be humble. Be humble. And being humble, that's mean that you are you are not right, but you are a kind person. You're not trying to be always right. You always have served people from heart. That's what humility is for me. And you have that humbleness, in you. And when you are practice humbleness, that will lead you to the truth. That will lead you to peace. That will lead you to love. How can you practice humbleness? Wake up in the morning, wear the humbleness on you, and then remind yourself, I want to be humble today. I want to be humble. And start the day from Thanksgiving, because that is the life-changing. So I share with you 4 steps: acknowledgement, forgiveness, Thanksgiving, and love. Obviously, this is we have only here half an hour, so I'm not able to give you more information. But the third thing, what I will share with you, a third tool, which will help you, I think, straight away on your coaching journey, straight away on your transformation journey. And you don't have to go and like invest a lot of money you can just do this right now with us here live. So take a paper and write down 5. Start from 5. It doesn't have to be 10, but if you want a 10, you can do 10. 5 simple, and I want to just say clear, simple, think, don't overcomplicate. What are you grateful for? Why do I say write? Because, and you don't have to, it doesn't resonate with you. You can wake up in the morning, you can say it. But when you write them down from your heart and write them in a specific way. So like this: I'm grateful today for Leena to invite me on this live, because, see, why I need to say why am I? Because I'm able to share my personal journey and my heart with other like-minded people. So see, what I did right now, I allowed this gratitude to a little bit more expand in me, because I didn't just say I'm grateful for Leena to invite me. But why? So for example, I'm so grateful for my family and health because, so it has to be this template. I'm grateful because, ba, ba, ba. I'm grateful because, ba, ba. So write 5 sentences like that. And now is the secret. Place this down on your pillow, go sleep, and when you wake up and when you making your bed in the morning, you're never going to forget that, because I do believe that you take that pillow and look up at what is under. So anyway, you will wake up, and I can guarantee this because I've been testing this with some of my clients, and they've been so grateful, and that was a life-changing for them. They grab that list, even though the eyes maybe are not open yet in the morning, and they start reading. And when you read this, suddenly your whole energy, say it that way, but your whole emotions are changing, and you wake up with smile like this.
So nice. Thank you so much, Nat. So beautifully you explained that. I mean, it's just that when you are grateful for, we have to make sure we are writing why we are grateful for, or because what is it that making us feel for what we are grateful for. It's so touching. I really feel gratitude is something, it's an antidote for depression. I have seen people literally coming out of depression just by doing this simple task of gratitude. So it's so profound, it's so simple, but yet so profound, doing a simple task of gratitude. So thank you so much for that, Nan. We are almost at the end of it, but I don't want to leave you. There is so much to learn from you. I really want to understand, you mentioned about guilt, you mentioned about the state of mind we are in. So when, especially for female women of India, we always are in a state of like sacrificing, tolerating, and we forget ourselves. And then when we want to do certain things for ourselves, we get into a guilt mode. We always feel like, I'm neglecting my children, I'm neglecting my husband, and I'm focusing on my business. So we don't understand that we are doing it so that we fill ourselves with joy and we give them back to them. But how to come out of that guilt feeling?
That's a good question. Because of the time we don't have. Okay, so first of all, yeah, so see, it's the time I'm thinking, how can I put this in a word that will, in the sentences and in a time that will allow us to say the right thing. Okay, so first of all, I know maybe not everyone will understand what I'm saying right now, and it's okay. It's absolutely okay. But I'm gonna just, yeah, let me just say, yeah, it is the right thing to share. I'm gonna just say I have a verse here which is from the truth. Well, like from, yeah, it's from the truth. What I'm saying, it's from Bible, and it says, "For God has not given you us a spirit of fear and timidity, but power, love, and self-discipline." So what does that mean? See, the guilt, it doesn't come. Now, just listen carefully. We do have good and bad. So guilt is emotion. And is that good? Is this serving you? The answer will be for everyone, no. And you're probably saying, no, it doesn't serve me because I feel low. The guilt doesn't come from God. And now you may agree or you may not agree. I'm going to leave that with you. But now, if you know exactly, hello, that doesn't come, that's not true. So already you know this is not true, that I feel like this. So now what you have to do, you apply. Instead of being stuck with that guilt, you have to change it. So what do? We come back to the first tool, what I just shared, or second tool, what I just shared today with you. And you just say, hola, hola, why do I feel guilty now? Where is this coming from? So that will be the question. And acknowledge. So see, you can apply those two tools straight away. I'm really sorry that I feel guilty. Please forgive me for that guilt. And thank you that you just taking that guilt and you placing that I feel so more aware and conscious where I am. And I love you. And I love everything about me. I love my heart. So see, you allow this to, and straight away, if you're already doing this with me, you just feel, oh, I feel better. If that doesn't work, what you do, you ask yourself, where is this guilt coming from? What am I guilty for? And the most of the answer will be, I'm guilty because I feel that I don't have enough time now with my husband. I should have served him and I'm doing the business. Okay. So is that truth? What can you do to balance this? How can you make this work for both of you? What and here, you know what, where we fail? We fail a lot of time on this journey because we don't know what questions to ask. And this is the power of the coaching, what Leena is sharing here. That see, when you come to the coaching, when you come to, and I'm not even speaking the therapy, like a counseling even, and other stuff what I do, but when you come only to coaching, because coaching is very powerful, this person is there to listen you actively, but actually not giving you advice, because coach will never give you advice. It should not. That's how I see. But what will give you will actually ask you the right question, and the right question will allow it to open up everything what you're going through. And you will just, at the end, will be like, oh, I never thought this way. Because you wouldn't ask this with the question, but if someone is listening you with, yeah. Anyway, hopefully I answered this question.
So I mean, this is very beautiful. I remember Dr. D. Martini says that the quality of your life is the quality of the questions you are asking yourself. So
beautiful said. Yeah.
That's absolutely I could relate to. So thank you so much for that sharing, Nat. I really want to know, I mean, maybe this could be one or two questions more if I can take your time.
No, I'm just enjoying. I didn't know it's going to be like, I'm enjoying so much. And yeah.
I really don't want you to go, but I know you have other plans. So I really want to know that what makes you, one of the thing which I can understand is the God's grace, and you are deeply connected with the Almighty. But I want to know how your day looks like from the time you get up. What exactly are the activities you do for your inner self-esteem or confidence or connecting with God? What are the activities you do for the entire day until you get on to bed?
So I'm going to be very honest with you guys. I used to in my past, not long ago, when I met Leena. That was the time when I used to had a practice routine. I did a lot of stuff. I used to teach yoga. I don't teach actually anymore, but anyway, I did a lot of stuff. I was doing this and a lot of crazy stuff. That's how I'm called. I don't do anymore. And I tell you, it's simple. We a lot of time overcomplicate. We think, oh, let me take my paper and create my routine. And what we do, we just tick boxes. And sometimes what I I discover on this journey and I start seeing is over complicated and overwhelming. So at the moment, what I do is such a simple thing. I always have one thing, because we all should have one thing in the business, one thing in our life, one thing. Focus on one thing and
Yeah.
you will succeed. So my one thing is morning prayer. Morning prayer, when I say, and here, guys, you can do, doesn't matter how. You can go and close yourself in that closet prayer. You know, you can close yourself, for example, in a room. You can sit down, you know, lie down on a bed. You can, whatever feels right for you. It doesn't really matter. And with a prayer, I start with a gratitude and thank you for even that I opened my eyes. And to be honest, I used to wake up very early and I spend time, maybe 2 hours, not long, maybe, and sometimes I do. But if I don't, I'm like, yeah, it's okay. I didn't. So if I didn't wake up 6, that's okay. But I try to wake up, to be honest, 6 o'clock. I spend 1 hour with God. And then what I do, I just I have my actually morning routine regarding my food. So in the morning, I drink apple vinegar, half of the, you know, apple vinegar with a hot water, because that will give you good digestion. And I try not to eat till 12 or 1 because I don't feel hungry. And I have that window for eating, which will boost your metabolism. And obviously, if you have the beautiful energy inside, will actually expand outside. Additional, I drink like linseed, linen, flaxseed oil as well, because it make me so full and give me the right nutrients. And afterwards, maybe around 12 o'clock or 11, 1, so I start eating breakfast. And I always, apart from that, I always place my exercise routine half an hour, no longer in the morning. What do I do? To be honest, what I feel like. If I feel dancing, I do dancing. If I feel stretching my body, I do stretch. I do, you know, some sit down, take my scripture, and I meditate on the words, you know, on that words. I take a deep breath in and I'm just trying to be aware. So it's simple. If I can summarize this, waking up, start from gratitude prayer, doing some exercise. It could be even 5 minutes stretch, or just breathing, then putting something nourish your body with a good stuff and have that routine but allow yourself to just to enjoy this journey. Don't put it on a paper and just create, you know, overcomplicate. Yeah.
Thank you so much. That was so inspiring. Thank you so much. So, okay, so last 1 or 2 questions. Uh, which is your favorite book you have read, or which has deeply inspired you? If there is any person in your life or any book which has deeply inspired you, would love to know it.
Well, it came to my mind and I do have to share, but to be honest, the most book what inspired and changed my life, and I know maybe you guys maybe feel, I don't know what you're gonna feel, but it's the Bible. That's the best book in a life. It's just changed everything. But obviously, sharing with you, let me just go to my and I just show you why it's so difficult for me to give you like another book, because definitely the first one, it will be the Bible, and I'm studying Bible right now, and it's just, wow, it's just blowing my mind, you know, to be honest, every single day. But let me just go to my Audible. So I use Audible. It's an audiobook, and I love audiobooks. And the reason why I went there, because I just want to show you, like, I have so many favorite books, so it's so hard to. But recently, now I'm going to ask you a question. So I'm going to give you 2 books, maybe. Okay, the Bible you already know, but recently as well, book for life and maybe marriage, for that type. So if you're married or if you may be with someone, definitely will recommend is like Save My Marriage. It's called Love and Respect by
Okay.
Love and Respect, Dr. Emerson. So that's definitely the best book what I read. And regarding other books, oh, it's so many of them. Like, I think, yeah, you guys need to just, I have to send you the list, but it's so many. It's so many. A lot of books from Tony Robbins, like a lot of, but yeah, it's like, it's many of them. But I would say, you know, again, I overcomplicate. If you look my library, it was like, wow. And I remember when in February, when I had that change, massive change with my life, massive. I just look on my shelf and look everything what I place in my head, that knowledge, and I thought this way: why did I overcomplicate? Because, and why do I say now that Bible is actually everything? Because to be honest, in that book is everything what I need. It's just everything, like everything. So sometimes we overcomplicate, and I'm just going to leave you here. It's better if I'm not going to give you like a lot of book. The reason is why, because it's not about knowledge. It's not about the knowledge, I'm going to say. It's all about application.
Yes.
So I don't want you to start and, you know, yes, let me get this book or this course or this. It's nothing going to change in your life if you start putting this knowledge to your life and you won't apply. So I think start from application.
Yes. Thank you, Nat, for that. Before you leave us, just one advice which you want to give it to all, especially in this uncertain times, how to have an emotional stability and get on with life, accept, take life as a game rather than a problem to solve.
Okay, because of the time, one sentence: faith over fear.
Okay, that's good.
So what does that mean? Just faith is everything, you know, is everything. And I just encourage you. And again, we're coming back to the same thing what I was sharing. You see, in life, if we have this foundation, if we know where we, like, who we are, you will be unshakable, you know, unshakable. And that's the only thing. Doesn't matter how many courses you take, you need to again cleanse everything, start feeling who you are, and that's how you start being authentic as well. This is my personal journey. I created a long time ago a course like how to be authentic yourself, and I wasn't authentic even though that time, because a lot of people talk about this, but it's so difficult. But I think just be just really nourish yourself, you know, nourish yourself from in and out, like everything what we just share here. And just always just be grateful for what you have. Simple thing, so simple. Be grateful that you're alive this today. Be grateful. And if you feel maybe in this certain time this bit, but I feel scared because I don't know what's going to happen next month, take a deep breath in and just say, I'm so grateful that I'm alive. And do that every single day. Breathing is life. Breathing is everything. So be aware of that you are breathing. And if we, yeah, I could talk about it.
Oh, thank you. I'm so grateful to God that I was able to connect with you. We all were able to connect with you and learn from you today. Thank you so much. I'm deeply grateful from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Nat, for sharing those inspirational things. And we, all of you who are there with us now or would be watching this video on replay, you can connect with Nat. She is available on Instagram. You can DM her with any of your questions which you have in related to mind, body, spirit, or you want to learn how to boost up your confidence, have courage, have clarity in life. She would love to guide you. And the best part what you want to learn from her is having faith over fear, and that is something even I look forward to.
I know it's not easy, but I tell you, like, it's not easy, but in the same time it's simple, because even in Bible, see, it says, and let me just actually, for those who maybe don't know, because maybe guys you don't know, Romans 12:2, it says, do not be conformed. And I want you to actually just close your eyes, and let's just to finish this with that meditation on the word, what I'm going to say. Do not be conformed to this word, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that by testing you may discern what is the will of God, what is good and acceptable and perfect. It's very powerful words. See, everything comes from mind renewing our minds, because what we think, we are so attached to that physical word, but we are not from this world, if I can say that. So Leena, question to you, are you going to share this interview on your IGTV?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'm going to share as well on mine, so other people can reach out and can see. So thank you so much. It's just been really great to be here.
Thank you. Love you. Bye-bye. You're so beautiful, and thank you for sharing such beautiful thoughts with us. Love
I
you.
truly connect that God is connecting people, together.
So
Yeah.
thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Bye-bye. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.